Welcome to this week's segment of the Ripoff of the Week. My name is Adam Andrzejewski, and I'm the CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com. And we've got a great topic this week on the green energy boondoggles, taking a look back to 2009 forward through the Obama-Biden administration up through the present time to peel back the curtain and see how our tax dollars were spent. So thank you for joining us. Before we get to the topic, I want to introduce my co-host, Tamara Colbert.
Thanks for letting me join this evening. This is a great topic for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, Tamara. This is one of the topics of the day. The Biden administration has proposed $6 trillion in their first 100 days on the job. It is unprecedented. And a big piece of this now is going to be debated on infrastructure. And a part of that infrastructure proposal are these green energy jobs.
So Adam, we remember Solyndra. Can you just give us a refresh on some of those details and how much taxpayer money was lost?
So Solyndra, that's like on everybody's mind. That's the green energy boondoggle that everybody remembers from 2009, 10, and 11. It's kind of like the bridge to nowhere on earmarks. So here's kind of a refresher on the details of Solyndra. This boondoggle cost the American taxpayer $570 million. It was over $500 million of taxpayer money into Solyndra. And let's break it down. I put up this piece at Forbes. It's called Remembering Solyndra. Google it. Take a look at this. We're going to talk about the examples today. But it was a solar panel startup. It was the first company out of the blocks during the Obama-Biden administration to get the government-backed loans out of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. It collected $535 million from the Department of Energy. It collected a $25 million tax break from California's Green Energy Agency for alternative energy. It was a leader in commercially available green technology, it was said at the time. But later it came out that the company actually misled the Department of Energy on its application. So then just 2.5 years later, it goes belly up. It declares bankruptcy and 1,400 employees lose their jobs.
And how much taxpayer money was lost? That's the big thing.
So about $570 million.
That's unbelievable, but it doesn't stop there because during the Obama-Biden administration, they tried their hand at green energy as well. What were some of their other boondoggles?
So it comes down to a fundamental question. Obama-Biden thought that their bureaucrats at the Department of Energy, that they could pick the winners and losers in the green energy technology space. And what these examples show is that they didn't do a very good job. Here's the next company, and it's almost as big as Solyndra, Abound Solar, over $400 million of taxpayer money down the drain. So check this out. They get a $400 million federal loan from the Department of Energy to expand their manufacturing capacity in 2 states, Colorado and Indiana. The company also collects nearly $20 million from the U.S. government bank called the Export-Import Bank. It also collects from the state of Indiana $12.1 million from the Development Corporation, and they get $1 million worth of property tax rebates out of Colorado. No matter. They soon, by June of 2012, they're gone. They file for bankruptcy. Over 400 people lose their jobs.
I mean, the list just goes on. And back in 2011, Adam, Vice President Biden said there would be at least 500,000 jobs created. But what is the reality of those jobs?
So Biden, you're right. In 2011, he said that green energy is going to create 500,000 jobs. What happened was there was negative job growth in the sector. Job growth actually went backwards. It lost jobs that year. So the president was wrong on it. again, he's selling his green energy proposal. They want to spend billions and billions of dollars on this. The estimates are all over the board. They say they're going to grow jobs, and they don't have a very good track record.
Now, has there been any environmental damage or harm come as a result of these green energy companies? What happens when they go belly up?
So like Abound Solar that we were just talking about, $400 million down the drain. They actually left a big toxic mess behind. So this was supposed to be a green energy company, but it ended up being an environmental polluter. So they failed to clean up 100,000 solar panels, and that cost the American taxpayer about $4 million to do it. And then they left 4,100 gallons of toxic waste that needed to be cleaned up. So the green energy company was actually a polluter.
So what are any other troubling issues about this current infrastructure bill? I mean, besides the outrageous picking winners and losers and the spending, really the spending, right? 2.3 trillion? Come on.
So in Biden's current proposal on the infrastructure spending, there's a component of it that goes to build out about $100 billion. And it sounds really good, 5G broadband for rural and poverty-stricken areas that don't have good internet connectivity. Here's the problem. They empower government to become internet service providers. And this caused Michael Powell, the former chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, to say that this proposal is simply Soviet. We wrote this piece for Real Clear's Waste of the Day. We do a daily column at Real Clear highlighting a piece of federal waste. And this column was picked up by the Chicago Tribune, I'm proud to say.
Wow. I mean, this is extraordinary. What can citizens do, Adam, to make a difference and try to stop another Green New Deal and infrastructure boondoggle?
So the first thing citizens can do is read this piece at Forbes, Remembering Solyndra. I'm going to give you a couple of more examples of what's in this piece. It's Cali, after California, Solar. Cali Solar wasted nearly $300 million of taxpayer money. It was a solar cell startup. It collected $275 million from the 2009 stimulus bill, $4.5 million from the Export-Import Bank, only to fire 116 employees in early 2012. I mean, these companies couldn't even get out of the blocks. They took all this taxpayer money. They basically never had a dime's worth of sales, and they were gone, a lot of these places very, very rapidly, just over a year or 2 years. Here's another one, Fisker Automotive. Yes. Now, they burnt through about $200 million worth of taxpayer cash. And if you take a look at their car, Tamara, their car was called the Karma.
Right.
But they had some problems. On the fan made by General Electric, this fan would catch fire. So cars, like on the Karma car, it had bad karma. These cars were catching fire. One of these cars caught fire in somebody's garage. The garage was connected to the house, and it burnt the house down.
So, Adam, what happens to all that money? These companies go bust. Who gets the money? Where does the money go? Is there anything left, or are these CEOs or executives just taking off with the cash? How does this happen?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because in terms of Fisker Automotive, they went bankrupt after their battery manufacturer, A123, that was the battery manufacturer, they went belly up. So Fisker Automotive had to go belly up. Like I said, about $200 million was invested by taxpayers into this company, and the Department of Energy auctioned Fisker's technology for their green automobiles. They got $25 million for it. Looks like a bad auction, because a couple of months later, the purchaser of that technology resold it for $156 million.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
So, taxpayers were screwed, but an investor made, six times their money.
Correct. So
those are some examples. Look, people got to get fired up on this. Dante said, the hottest fires in hell are reserved for those people who don't make a stand. at openthebooks.com, we make a stand. Join us. Join the transparency revolution. Come to our website. Sign the petition to read the bill. This is an easy one. Do we have a representative republic if our representatives don't have time to simply read the bill? So join us. Come to the website. Sign the petition. Let's lock arms. And let's tell Congress to slow some of these massive bills down. 3 things that we need. We need a 72-hour timeout to read the bill, to fully vet on a transparent basis all of these projects this time. The second thing that we need is that any company receiving funding should have bipartisan support. Last time in 2009, Obama rammed these things through without Republicans being on board. That can't happen again. And the third thing is, after we choose these projects, the companies and the spending and the projects, everything at the end of the day gets an audit.
Absolutely. Those are 3 very great points. So, folks, openthebooks.com. Come here, Adam. More contributions and donations equal more investigations. We are doing the labor, the hard work that Congress actually is not doing, Adam. These guys go bankrupt and they disappear. So Open the Books is that resource for the taxpayer. You get the last word.
Amen. You said it very well, Tamara. We'll see everyone back here 4:30 Eastern next week. And next week, we've got another great example of the ripoff of the week.
See you then.